Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Murph Codes front-end web development tutorial. Today, there we go. Today, we take the wonderful little slime cube maze thing that we have built, and we try to take it up a notch to bring it closer to what you would actually expect of a game, of an actual game. A lot of what we're going to do today there we go, is going to involve this highly useful function that has been staring us in the face the entire time. I threw this in here, and this has been in here literally since the beginning of this this script file, but we haven't used it. We haven't used it for anything, and the reason we haven't used it for anything is because it's been sitting idly by, waiting for today. All this is a simple math formula, and let's see if I can do this any kind of justice here. All right, we're taking two sets of coordinates. And we are returning the square root of I can't do a square root symbol, can I? So we're doing the square root of the second x minus the first x squared. Oh. Squared. Plus the second y minus the first y squared. And what is this going to do? This is going to tell us the distance between these coordinates. Now, might be thinking, okay, that sounds like that's all well and good, but what's this gonna do for us in our game? Well, everything in our game is a sprite. Everything in our game is represented by something being drawn somewhere So we have the coordinates of everything on our screen available to us somewhere in our code. So like this square here, this square here, this one here, and even our little slime dude here all have these XY coordinates. And if we can find the center of our sprites and measure the distance between them, we can tell if they're too close. We can tell if they're too close or if they're getting to be too close as we move around. So, say we're moving in this direction with our sprite, and that square right there is starting to tell us, hey, you're getting too close. Once we get to that point, we would disable our ability to do anything with the D key to move to the left, or to move to the right. We would just shut that off. Be like, no, it's failing the check when we press D. It's failing the check as to whether or not we're too close to something. And it would just be like, nope, we're not going any further that way. And it would act like a wall, like it's supposed to. Now, this function is also going to be helpful when we introduce our bad guys to the maze, because our bad guys are also going to need this ability to detect how close and how far away they are from something. So, how is it going to work for our bad guys? Well, I want to set them to bounce back and forth horizontally between wherever we set them, whatever the left and right boundary is going to be. So if we set one here in this little area, it'll bounce between this and this. It'll just go back and forth till it hits this, turn around, bounce back this way, hit that, come back this way, and it'll just continue on that path, back and forth, back and forth. Seems kind of simple, I know, but the idea is it's an obstacle so that if we were to be moving our little slime character, say we've got one of our dust bunnies moving back and forth there. If we were to try to move through here, we can't do that while the dust bunny is in this very square here. We would want to wait for the dust bunny to be moving away from it, and then we can sneak by. It's just a moving obstacle. I mean, we have to make it not too difficult. We want people to be able to get through it. But, you know, we want some kind of obstacle. We're also going to set it up so that if our little hero character gets within a certain distance of the Dust Bunny characters, it's going to register as a hit. And either he'll lose a life or he'll get knocked back or something. I haven't decided yet which it'll be. But all of those are going to use this very important function right here. And it's just this one line. But we're going to repeat it so often that we've thrown it in to here. So, we're going to use this function to build up all those other functions. Now, let's see. Where is our fun stuff? Okay, so we don't need this page open anymore because we're not actually using this page, that page. We may have to come into here because it'll be our actions that determine if we're doing anything with that, Or if we're able to do something and it can pass the distance between points check. I don't think we need to do anything in here. Oh no, we'll need to add drawing baddies later. But we do need to go into drawing the map. Alright, because this is important. Where do we have our draw map function? That's our new map. Do we have that in sprites? We must have that in sprites. Yes, here we go. Draw map. Okay. So here, it's going to go through our map, and based on the coordinates, it will draw the dust from the dust page, the sprite for the walls. We're going to add a little bit to this function, where it's going to sorry, my brain is a little slow today. We're going to add to this function where it's going to include where it's putting those things. The coordinates from our draw dust, they're going to be added to an array. Why? Because this is the point where it's being directly translated from our dungeon map already, which, as you recall, and you will have to forgive me, I just woke up from a nap, so I am still a little groggy, still a little slow. Let's see, what is our map? Arg 6. Yeah. Okay, so as you may remember, we have this. This is our map. This has the different spaces for all the different things. All the 2s are the normal walking spaces. All the 1s are walls. We're only going to be interested in where there are 1s. And because this map will change, we want it to update when our map does. Now, it would probably be better to update it here when we update this, but because we're not actually translating this into pixels until we run this draw map, we're going to do it there. Now that's going to update our boundaries list at every time it redraws the frame as well. So that might add a little too much, because this draw map function gets called every time, or every 60 frames per second. So that might be adding a bit much there. But we'll try it. We'll see if we have to adjust it. Oh, man. Very tired. Very tired today. All right. What I am going to do, though, is here. When we create a new map, no, that's probably not going to be a good idea, is it? Because in our draw map, well, no, it does stop at 16, doesn't it? Yeah, so we can get away with that. Well, we can try to get away with that. We'll see what this does. So what we're doing here is when we create a new map, we're adding a blank array to the 16th element of arg6's map matrix. So we have 0 through 15. At element 16, we have nothing yet. All right. So what we're doing here is we're adding a blank one. Because in our sprites where it draws the actual map, it stops before we get to 16. It's not checking for the length of that matrix. It's just assuming a 16 by 16. Which is behavior that, will draw the whole map. So it also frees up anything we add after it to not interfere with our map drawing. We won't get like an extra layer being added on here anywhere. But it's a good place we can hide the coordinates that act as our boundary. Alright, so here we go. We're feeding it an x parameter. Long as x is between 1 and 3, we'll go through this. And we read it and we put down the thing. Else, I don't know why we're doing this here. This seems like a very weird thing to do. I don't know why I set this up this way. what am I doing here? Because the X, when I draw the map here, feeding args 8. Args 8 just determines the dungeon type. So I don't know why I'm doing a check for X here to determine if it's between 1 and 3. Because that should already be determined. Why am I doing that there? Because, yeah, it's right here. That's weird. Let's comment that out and see if I break anything, huh? I don't know, maybe I'm misreading my own code? Who knows? Who knows? I don't seem to be misinterpreting my own code. I just added an entire extra thing here for no reason. Weird. But then my lines are also slightly different, like this right here is different. Oh, that's because 1 is scaling, isn't it? 7 is my... That's my scaling factor, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Weird that I factored scaling into there and not into the else part of it. Weird that I have the else part of it. So let's get rid of that because that's entirely unnecessary. So what this line's going to do now is just run through. It'll determine if X is between 1 and 3, which shouldn't be necessary. It'll do nothing if X is not between 1 and 3. So I guess we'll leave the check in there to disable drawing a map if there is no sprite at that point, because otherwise we'll get a bunch of errors. But, here we go. So, taking X times 2 minus args 1j. So this will be where we determine if it's the if that's going to be equal to a 1. Then we know it's a wall. All right, and so what we're going to want to do is args 6, 16. And we're going to want the X and Y coordinates. Added on here. But I want them added as a single element. So, an array. All right. So this determines the type. This determines the row. That's what, X and Y on where to draw it? Position X and Y, yep. All right. So this is cobbling together an entire list of all of the walls. Theoretically. So let's save that. Now the problem is this is probably going to add over and over and over again. To our list. So what we're gonna want to do is before we add, we need to check if something exists in our array. All right. And that's where the includes method comes in. We're going to do if args 6, 16 includes this value already, And actually, if it doesn't, that's what this is, then add that. So, values should only get added to that array the first time it runs through. It will do this check, though, every time. Hopefully. And that's okay. I mean, it's just a little computational power getting thrown to something that's not entirely necessary, but it's also not necessary. It does need to happen at some point. So, let's see what happens. Probably going to take a moment here for... Yeah, 16 still isn't there yet, so we need to... we need to get this to update, don't we? Yeah, that should clear the cache. Got no issues. 17, that's good. That means we've added the new one. Our array list, though, number 16 doesn't have anything. So let's see here. Still got nothing there. Does it happen if we, Oop. Do we have to move around a bit? I don't think so. Okay, there's got to be something going on here with our argument. Because it draws. Gets to here, and we can even check that. So let's do that to see if it's passing that check. This to see if it's passing that check. And this to see what the value is. Okay. Whoops, I put that in the wrong spot. No wonder I'm not seeing that value there. Wall. Take that off there. For now. Alright, reload. False, 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 false. How come the wall isn't appearing there, though? It just says false. Because we should be getting wall plus included plus That doesn't read right, does it? Ah. Why is it needing another parentheses there? That's where I'm confused. Because I'm starting to think my editor can't count parentheses, or I am just really, really bad at it myself. And it's probably the second one, but I don't think so. Okay, so wall. This stuff. Includes. And then let's see, included. Oh yeah, no, there would have to be a bracket here, wouldn't there? If we're going to properly close out that function, but it goes there. Not there. I think. This is getting to be a proper mess, isn't it? There's our x coordinate and our y coordinate. And that should be our closing bracket for our includes. Sometimes just to get to a working debug, you have a lot of work ahead of you. Okay. Still not right. False chord. Okay. Why isn't it giving us the wall, though? Okay. Is it a wall, though? False. I think I broke it. Oh, here it goes. So we can wrap this whole thing like this. Wait, no, that's not where we want that. There's a wall, though. We've managed to get that figured out. Hold up. Okay. So. Is it a wall, though? True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Includes. So we've got. Copy. Paste. We can get rid of that because we know it's a wall if it's under 1. So that's not the one we have to worry about having the thing. And not included. Why is it not letting me? Good thing. It's a very slow walk to get to what we're looking for, isn't it? Very slow. Very slow. Because all we're trying to do is get to a point where it detects that it's a wall and not an open space. It detects that, and then it checks to see if it's included or not. What are you doing? That is not even kind of right. And now my computer is being super bogged down. So we may have to move this function somewhere else. Okay. Args. 10. Perfect. This is the one we're looking for. Why is it doing decimals? That's incorrect. And also, it should never go that high. Why is it going that high? Okay. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Because for I and j, there should only be so many values possible, and the math should always be the same. It's the same dang formula every single time. So why is there variation to the point where we're getting that many entries in that array? That doesn't seem right. Yes. $225. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Calculator. Open. Opens the calculator. Up. Fine. Close all the windows because I only need one. Open. There we go. 15 by 15 equals. Well, that's not right either because now it's saying all of them. And that's not right. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Adoy. That's not right either, is it? It is args. 6. Everywhere it's a 1. If the coordinates aren't already on there, include the coordinates, right? So is it not getting down into here? This part's getting annoying. Hello? Am I not printing to the console properly? What the heck is going on? Okay. Now, if that freaking value is less than 2, which should be half the dang time, approximately, I don't understand why it's having such a hard time with this part. Because you should be able to detect if it's a wall or not a wall. If it's a wall, add it to the freaking list. If it's not a wall, don't add it to the freaking list. Okay, we know it's drawing the wall. But for some reason, it just won't get to this part here where it tells us if it's a dang wall or not. Just tell us it's a wall. Just do some kind of freaking detection that you're printing a wall. Okay? Get that far. Get me to a point where you can tell me you're printing a freaking wall. Oh my god, Chrome. You still won't tell me if it's a wall. It is literally the only thing you have to do. Clear everything. Clear it all. Just get rid of everything that's in your memory. Somehow you're still not telling me if it's a damn wall or not. Okay. Okay. Just need you to tell me it's a wall. Do you think you can handle that this time? We have literally taken everything out. It says that it is constantly false. There are no shrews. Which we know is bullshit. We know that's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. Okay? I don't know why you're making this difficult, but that is a lie. 100% that is a lie. Alright? Oh, for crying out loud. Close the dang window. Have I mentioned I'm not a fan of Chrome? God, this thing's being dumb. All right, browsing data is cleared. Because here's the thing: 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's literally 2 values it can be. If it's less than 2, It's clearly 1. What is its problem? Okay, now we're getting a mix of true and false. This apparently works. So, if that bullshit works, if it's true, right? Okay. We got it to print that it's a damn wall. Can you tell I'm getting just a tiny bit frustrated? Okay. So, we should be able to take this. If it's a wall, and if this and that. Have we done it? I mean, it's shorter, but it's still ridiculously long. 317, 317 is on here already. Why is that not working? Okay. Well, we got not nearly as far as I was hoping today because apparently Chrome can't do math and Chrome can't tell if a value already exists on an array. So I don't know. I don't know what the heck its problem is. No, that shouldn't be. That's not correct. Am I somehow not getting this right? Is this the problem here? They're exactly the same now. They have to be. They are exactly the same. I copy and pasted the one line into the other. It's a smaller number, but that's still ridiculously high because there's not that many squares on here. So, we're going to have to change the format of this a little bit. We finally got it to detect that it's a freaking wall, which is good. But now, we have the small problem of getting it to detect that it already holds the values. Like, I'm kind of disappointed we haven't gotten anywhere with this today. I haven't even shown you how we're going to be using the checking between the distance between points because it's been all this. It's been this the whole time. This stupid thing just isn't wanting to work. And It's not even complicated. It's just taking the values from this stupid array, translating this math, and putting those coordinates in this array, so long as those coordinates aren't already a part of that array. There's functions and stuff to help us determine all of this, but none of it seems to be working properly because I don't know. Because I really just do not know. So, I'm going to have to beat my head against the wall for the next 2 weeks to try to figure out what the heck is going on. And we will be back Wednesday after next, hopefully with an actual solution. Because this is so stupid. It should work. But it isn't. So, I don't know. I just don't know. We've literally come full circle to basically be right back where we were, because we may as well just take that line out, so. That's the only progress we've made, and it's one single line to determine, is this going to be a 1 or a 2? And the stupid part was, even that was a struggle. And it's like, it can only be a 1 or a 2. There's no other values there. None. And now that we figured out if it's a 1 or a 2, being able to get it to take the coordinates where it's drawing this sprite and add it to a list, so long as those coordinates don't exist already, that's becoming a problem as well. And I'm fed up with it. I'm frustrated. So I'm done. I'm done for the day. It's noon. I'm going to go make myself some lunch. And I'm going to go do something that isn't this, because this is driving me nuts. So, hope y'all were entertained, but I also apologize y'all didn't learn a darn thing, because, yeah. Tune in next time. Hopefully we'll have better luck. Bye!